4 wickets for Arshdeep.
Series victory for India in South Africa. If my memory serves me correct, is this the third consecutive ODI series win for India in South Africa? Must be something like that.
You have won an ODI series in South Africa for the first time after 2018.
But
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How many times did you go and play an ODI series? Did you play ODIs last time? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did. You didn't win last time.
You didn't win?
I don't think so. No, you didn't win.
What was the score, please? Shivam, tell us. What was the score in the ODI series last time around?
Did you win the ODI series last time?
In
2008, 18, 5-1.
Yes. After that, we went again.
3-0, I think it was. KL Rahul was the captain.
We won, right?
No,
No, we lost.
We lost.
Yeah.
We lost the Test series 2-1.
Yeah.
And then we had 3 ODIs.
I think KL Rahul was the captain. He lost
Yeah. Shreyas played 1 game, did not play any game.
Okay, Shreyas, KL, 3-0, I think. That's what I.
Yeah, you lost.
2018 you won. Hardik had a good game or so,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
No, Hardik wasn't bowling at that time.
He had a
momentum series, I think.
UZ and this one got wickets. Kulcha
Yeah.
Dio.
35 wickets, one at 18,
Yeah.
the other at 17.
And you were building up towards the 2019 World Cup.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is, it is a series win for India in South Africa. The players may not care much, the boards may not care much, sending, or resting their senior players and playing X, Y, Z. Even someone who started playing was then sent for test practice. But the fact of the matter is, it's an overseas win for India, which comes rarely, even though it's come in white ball. And the standout feature for me in this series has been, the ODI series, has been the Indian bowling attack. What was our Indian bowling attack today? Arshdeep Singh, Avesh Khan, Mukesh Kumar, Washington Sundar and Akshar Patel. All these 5 bowlers are not your regular ODI bowlers. They will not make your number 1 ODI team. So effectively your backup bowling has done so well, and if you look at their batting, predominantly, I'm not saying it was full strength, but predominantly South Africa's bowling may have been depleted, but their batting is almost there and thereabouts. Almost their full. Reza Hendricks is going to play more often than not if Temba Bavuma decides to sit out. He deserves to play, right?
Yeah, but
Van der Dersen, Mark
again, that's what cricket is.
Miller.
That's why cricket South Africa need to decide who they want, because
Tony
again,
Dizordzi's
come good.
Yeah.
He's been a
So if you look at their batting lineup, I'll get to that. If you look at that batting lineup, most of their players are playing almost a full strength, and this B or a backup Indian bowling lineup has decimated them in 2 out of the 3 matches that they play, and I think that is the biggest positive for me in the series.
Absolutely. I think you were anyway expecting this to be a close series, let's be honest, because given the make of the Indian team, you knew there was some sort of inexperience going into this ODI series, and you knew about that.
Yeah, so then how did you expect it to be a close series? I thought South Africa would be far strong.
But again, South Africa also had their gaps. Also had, when you look at that side, again, not the most experienced side. There is no Jansen, there is no Kurtzi, there is no Bavuma.
Bowling, I said.
I'm just saying opposition. India, then I'm looking at India as a unit, which gave me this thing. And when I looked at South Africa at the start of the series and the changes that they had made, Shreyas was then sent back from India. They also made changes. They said, okay, there's going to be no Kurtzi, there's going to be no Jansen, there's going to be no Bavuma, there's going to be no Rabada. But he makes it. He's the captain. He makes it. So whatever.
So does that make that team stronger or weaker?
But he's also the same Bavuma who took them to the semi-finals. So maybe they are okay. Maybe they're like CSK with they're fine, with.
What? Sorry. So you're saying CSK Dhoni is equal?
No, I'm not saying that.
You just said it.
Yeah, you did.
Let me complete. What I meant over there, maybe like Ashwin had said, you know, one director, he's got 10 artists and he will make them work.
Yeah,
maybe
but I don't know.
Bavuma.
Please don't change that. Ashwin never doubted.
I'm not
MS
doubting him
Dhoni's
either. I'm
no, you just equated Bavuma and Dhoni.
Yeah.
Role-wise, I'm saying, role-wise.
No. Role-wise also are the same.
They must be-
Dhoni
I'm
is
saying-
like an outstanding captain, yeah.
I'm just saying, maybe they're okay as a
I
team.
said, was that a blessing in disguise? You said no, but you can say the same for CSK.
And Dhoni ended up winning the tournament all the time. Is South Africa happy
No.
going just into the semi-finals?
Just role-wise, I'm saying again. Let's not.
Role-wise also what?
Role-wise, I'm saying maybe they're also. a
Bavuma
unit.
seems like surplus to requirements.
No, I'm saying
Dhoni
maybe
does
they're-
not seem like surplus to
and he's
requirement.
not, and he's not. Again, Bavuma got you that 100 also the other day.
Doing damage
but
control, no matter how much damage control.
But-
you said it.
no,
And you compare Dhoni and Bavuma, the captain.
I'm not comparing. I'm saying the teams perhaps. I'm talking about the teams. I'm not comparing those two individuals. I'm saying maybe the teams are fine with, let's say, even if Dhoni, let's say,
Don't do
underperforms
damage
with the bat.
Don't do damage.
But Dhoni,
But no, it's been
at
misconstrued.
the value Dhoni adds as a captain to Chennai Super Kings, does Bavuma add the same value?
Maybe for them he does, because again, how many games did South Africa lose? They were doing well, right? They were fine with an underperforming and an under fire.
Dhoni has the trophies to show, Bavuma doesn't.
Arey, I'm not
Semi-final.
comparing. I'm not, just because I said it in the same breath doesn't mean it gets understood like that. I'm just saying,
See, the recording is always there.
yeah, it's there.
You can't backtrack.
And people-
it's
I'm
not
not backtracking
reversing.
either. I'm
It's
not
already
backtracking
people
either.
will take out clips and
put there.
No. What I was saying was that maybe South Africa are also fine with them being directed by somebody like a Bavuma, who may not be getting the best with the bat, but the team does well around him.
Yeah, but then that is the comparison, na?
That's what I'm saying.
So Dhoni also not doing well with the bat.
Yeah, I think the numbers are there for that, and he's not at the peak of his powers. There's nothing wrong in terms of saying that. So yeah, but Dhoni is Dhoni, who he was at the peak of his powers.
You compared Bavuma with Dhoni.
No. I compared the organizations. I compared the two entities. Maybe they're fine. Some things
Anyway,
are okay.
positives, Indian bowling, Arshdeep Singh.
Yeah.
So much criticism coming Arshdeep Singh's way after those T20 performance. I couldn't be happier for the guy. He's a trier, he's a hard worker, gives his best, was in good form, had a bit of a dip, but it's coming back really well. But you know, one other thing, because we discussed that in our mid-show formats. So his real test still remains T20. Because T20 is where players go after you. In ODI cricket, even our bowlers who get smashed in T20 cricket in our main lineup also did outstandingly well in ODI cricket. You know, Shami, Bumrah, Siraj were outstanding.
Well, I've been extremely.
But T20 cricket, can they be that outstanding?
It's the reverse with him, na. He set the Asian fire in the T20 format, dip in form, but again he's the one doing some damage control, I'd say. Because again, there were question marks over Arshdeep, and he was able to swing the ball both ways, by the way, in the previous match. Today as well, very good. He may have, by the way, the most wickets today as far as the Indian bowling section is concerned, but for me, he's still not the best bowler on the day. I think that is Washington Sundar.
Yeah, I was getting to Washington Sundar.
He was the one who put the brakes on the centurion from the last match, and was looking good for another century in Dezorzi. Dezorzi had to be circumspect. He had to play him cautiously. I think 4.80. That's the economy. 3.80. That's the economy.
But
2 wickets only. But the fact that he broke the momentum was almost unplayable. Deserved maybe an extra wicket, I would say. First 3 overs looked almost unplayable. So I think I remember this bowling performance from Washington Sundar far more.
Okay, fair point.
Even I wanted to get to Washington Sundar. Something that really impressed me was that he bowled really smartly. He looked like he's thinking about. He was going slow. He assessed the conditions really well.
Turning the ball really
I remember because he is more he plays T20 more, and he rose up the ranks through T20 cricket. So he was a sort of the bowler who darted the ball more when he eventually came into the scene. But today I really liked that he was looping the ball. He was trying to bowl some balls slow because he assessed the conditions really well. And secondly, he hasn't been a part of the playing 11, but has been with the whole team since a long time, and that hasn't put him down. He's not someone who comes out and he is seen so much and speaks so much about his role, and he's not been getting opportunities. But as soon as he got that, he really showed that he is no less a bowler than anyone else. and he really gave me those Ashwin vibes. As if you think about the way he approached the
Interesting, because even I was thinking about the Ashwin vibes. Where I saw that was the way he was turning the ball today.
Yes.
So like Ashwin can really get the ball to grip and turn. Washi was never that guy. Today I did see that, but and as much as I enjoyed his bowling, and I completely agreed as soon as you brought about his name because I wanted to talk about it, but I'm still giving Arshdeep the bowler of the match, not because of the wickets. I'll give you my reason. If you remember mid innings, we discussed, in fact, the start of the game, what was our discussion? It's a dry pitch, will not be easy to bat on.
Yeah.
Mid innings, what was our discussion? That the two outstanding performances from South Africa today were the two spinners, in Keshav Maharaj, who was outstanding, economy rate and all you're talking about, and even a part-timer in Makram was very tough to get away. That's the situation where you saw the Indian batters in Tilak and Sanju Samson not being able to accelerate. Makram had outstanding figures. Please, Shivam, can you show us Makram's figures, and I'll just show
5
you.
overs wicketless, I think he went.
No, but look at his economy. So there's Makram, 5 overs, 19 runs and an economy of 3.80. So I said when a part-timer like Makram and Maharaj picking up 1 wicket, economy of 3.70, I knew that this was a pitch where spinners are going to play a major role and they'll be tough to get through. That's what you saw with Washington Sundar. Does not turn the ball really well, but was getting the turn today because the pitch was assisting him. But look at the South African fast bowlers today. They went for a lot of runs. You had Berger going for 7 and over, Williams going at 7 and over, Beren Hendricks going for 7 and over. So fast bowling was not easy job today. You rather would have been a spin bowler than a fast bowler. Cut to Indian bowling. Mukesh went for a lot of runs, who's been good in this series, but went for a lot of runs, right? At 6.2 and over. And that's where you look at an Arshdeep Singh, not just in Indian bowling, but across all bowlers on the pitch, which was assisting spinners, where he's come up with figures like that, picking up 4 wickets, economy of 3.30. As I said, certain days like last match, fast bowlers doing well was expected because test match like conditions, and if a spinner did well, I would pick him. Today's spin friendly conditions, fast bowler doing well, Arshdeep is the guy for me. I love Washi, by the way.
Yeah.
And I think Washi needs to be good to keep pushing Akshar Patels and Jadeja because they need competition. And Washi is there. Poor guy went for Asia Cup, took the flight to Colombo, did not even play the game.
But today, like, Arshdeep came here, nothing to take away from Arshdeep at all. I really love him as a bowler. But he was coming in with a lot of confidence. When someone like a Washington Sundar comes who knows that he hasn't been getting those many opportunities, what you see is as soon as you go for one bad shot, one bad ball, temperament, that is where the temperament comes into play. I think that's the temperament he showed, that he wasn't scared. He would have easily, I know for a fact that his nature is to go, is not to take wickets, it's to save runs, because that is the cricket he has played. Here, he absolutely assessed the conditions, and that is where the temperament, I think, is the biggest thing that he's shown.
The conditions were helping him now. While I agree with the point that, because he doesn't play very often, it helps. But on the day when you assess a player, you don't see whether he plays or not. You assess him, what were the conditions and how did he perform. And Washi, as I said, again, very good. But these were the best conditions for a spin bowler in South Africa today. If the best conditions for a fast bowler
And a spinner did well.
and if he did this,
taken.
then I'd be like, salute, man.
Point taken.
Salute.
With like Nathan Bracken taking 5 wickets in the record match that we saw at Joburg.
Yeah.
5 wicket haul. Bracken it was, right?
I think so.
5 that he took.
Which was a graveyard for
Bowlers.
So that would have been. But anyway,
Agreed.
the
Point
happy bit is you saw the bench strength of the Indian team.
Since we mentioned about Ashwin and Washington Sundar, the other let's say likewise thing or the similar thing happening between the two, Ashwin again, especially white ball cricket, will never get those many wickets per se, but economy. So again, you had those Ashwin vibes in Washington Sundar today, where it reflected in his economy as well. Did the perfect job.
But Ashwin gets wickets where it matters. Test cricket.
Here white ball I said. White ball.
He'll get now.
You played him in the T20 World Cup last year, and let's not forget what happened. And you sat Yuzi Chahal.
But Washington going ahead would also contribute a lot with the bat. I know because he for his state side and for all
he's a proper bat.
He plays he opens for Washington Sundar, opens, comes one down in TNPL, opens for this domestic.
IPL he batted number 3, I
for
remember.
India he has opened in T20 cricket, he has opened for India.
No, he is a proper bat.
Yeah, he's a proper
In fact,
bat.
that's where if you just doing the Ashwin comparison, I think in batting he is far ahead. Bowling Ashwin far ahead.
And he speaks less also. Compared to Ashwin.
But that's good now.
That's
fine.
No. Nothing is good or bad. He speaks less. It's
Yeah.
good for him. Ashwin speaks more because he has so many things to express. And he's expresses some good, interesting stuff.
I like the vlogs that he's doing, by the way, now. He's
Travel diaries.
Travel diaries.
He is after our job. That's all he is.
Yeah.
And he has even started.
So
KL
he's
Rahul
doing
has started
auction
his
analysis. He's doing auction analysis on the eve of the auction. He's doing squad analysis while India is still playing. He talks about the buzz that's around. Talks about so many things, everything under the sun. Ravichandran Ashwin can almost do everything right now, it seems.
He is good on him, but he also, I think, a typical spinner who plans everything.
Yeah.
And he's planning for life ahead. So he's like, now when I have the currency with the fan, because if you start this 5 years after you retired, the whole mood changes, newer generations come in, start watching, they kind of forget. So he's like, now when I am at it, let me build that audience. So when I am done with cricket, because he loves cricket, he has a great appetite for watching cricket. Because if you look at his social media, he's watching all sorts of cricket happening anywhere in the world.
Which is why he said, okay, I was watching TNPL, I thought, okay, anyway, I'm not playing here, let me go back. He played that one quick game, and then for all you know, he got included in the World Cup squad. What did he do in between? While he was not traveling with the team, decides to play TNPL. And but far more Ashwin, let's say, a content creator, I would want to see Ashwin, let's say, as the team director or with the Indian team or something like that, because he's that sharp a cricketing mind. It is not it's not something every player out there who's taken the spot gets to know, because he says in an interview I was listening to the other day, he said it's transformed me as a cricketer, because I started as an opener, then I started bowling much later in my career. When I took to bowling, I realized that what as a batter I'd be thinking, so I'd bowl accordingly.
That's very interesting. So Ashwin started as an opener, ended up as an off spinner.
Yes.
He's the exact opposite of a Rohit Sharma, who started off as an off spinner, ended up as an opener.
Both playing together now.
But as far as the team, man, you are saying that he should be a team director or something, but going so much into the game at times does not work for a lot of people also. It works for him, that's great, and that's what he's doing, but at times it doesn't work for a lot of people also, and that can also go against a team.
No, but you never know if he does become a coach, what his approach is going to be. So even though he may, if he likes to think a lot and it works for him, as you're right, for some people it doesn't. But how do you know when he becomes a coach? Let's say you, for example, you do not like too much thinking, too many analysis, and that's best for you, and I'm also your teammate and I do, and he's the coach. Maybe he deals with me differently and deals with you differently.
Yeah, but as of now, if we are seeing him as a coach, we are seeing him on this basis. That's
No, but I'm saying even if you are seeing him, we have never seen him how he'll deal with each player. If he is that sharp, assuming, then he will understand this. That no, Shashwat, let me not bother him. But Nikhil, he likes, so I'll sit with him. And never know. Don't judge the book by its cover.
Coaches do that.
Yeah,
You've got to have,
a good coach will definitely.
You've got to have different strokes for different folks, especially when those folks are very good folks at their particular skill set.
Yep. Yes, any questions? Sanju Samson, if you're wondering why we're not talking about it, we did a full program on him after his knock. He's the deserved man of the match, isn't he? He is.
And before getting to the question, why have you been so against Tony D'Orzzi throughout this series?
I was not. So I just come to that. In another program, I was asked to pick the performers. No. Performers.
Okay.
And non-performers for this match. So here are the performers that I picked. Sanju Samson for this game. Arshdeep Singh.
You picked them?
Yes, for this game.
Okay.
And then I was also asked to pick non-performers. These are all guesses before the match started. I picked
Tony D'Orzzi, the first name.
And one more I picked.
Riza Hendricks.
Did I pick Riza?
Yeah.
I may have.
But last time
So-
also the
so-
non-performance you picked Tony Jones.
Yeah.
He scored 100.
He should have been out. Arshdeep was nachaying him.
But in the beginning,
Play and miss,
yeah,
play
yeah.
and miss, play and miss,
In
play
the
and miss,
beginning,
play
he
and
looks
miss.
to play and miss, but once he gets going, I think he looks very
Yeah,
good.
he's a good player. He's made it to the national team, so he has to be a good player. But I was like untested, we didn't know, and I was looking at law of averages. So that's why law of averages I went with Sanju Samson
Yeah, I
to
remember.
get runs.
Yeah.
And same way I thought Zorzi got runs last time, will not get. So overall, if I pick 4, 3 are right, 1 is wrong, it happens.
So my question is,
Yes,
Let's not
Shivam.
talk about law of averages because while I was writing what I'm supposed to be writing right now, I mentioned
Cup.
yes, law of averages.
Yes, Shivam.
that's why I'm asking this question. Are we bilateral kings?
Are we bilateral kings? No. We were kings in the World Cup also, barring that one game. We were. But we were not bilateral kings overseas. And I think that's a big positive. If you become bilateral kings in overseas matches, even if it's white ball cricket, I think that's a great news. Because you were earlier not bilateral kings, you were tigers at home. That was the stamp that you had.
Yeah.
But now if you're bilateral kings, whether they are overseas also, I think that's a great step up.
Absolutely.
This is the second women with reason in South Africa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
First was in Virat captaincy and then
2018. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good. I think that should change. That also shows you, as I mentioned at the start, the bench strength of this Indian team. We're not even playing full strength team.
What I really want to ask is,
as a cricket fan, I'm not satisfied with
Why?
this. As a cricket fan.
What more?
World Cup.
Of course.
So Shivam goes without saying. If you give any one of us a chance that take away all the bilateral and give a World Cup, anyone would choose that.
Do that.
Take everything.
You take the number 1 ICC ranking also for all you know.
I
I'm
take
sure the
my
Indian
watch,
team also-
clothes, everything. Give us the ICC trophy.
Like we are number 1 in all formats right now, but we have little to show for. But besides history,
What on KL Rahul's captain? Because this is the exact place, the same series last time you lost. KL Rahul's captaincy contention was taken away from him here. He was he was the first choice captain at that point. He was taken, he was removed from there, and now it's full circle. Things have come,
Interesting.
yeah.
And he's won it.
and he has won it. Is he coming back?
No, I'm not going to get into the Indian captaincy. Too many contenders. There's Hardik Pandya.
ODI he stays. You're saying T20s, na?
No,
We don't know.
ODI.
Hardik
I'm just
Pandya.
talking about ODI captaincy.
KL Rahul.
Hardik Pandya.
Hardik Pandya ODI. No, sorry, T20 captain.
Not necessarily only T20. ODI.
ODI,
as
yeah.
well.
And but
Yeah,
we
that
know that
again.
not on different
Then
captains.
2 formats, white ball, like we heard from Saurav Ganguly. We were very clear. White ball, we didn't want 2 captains. Maybe that same logic will be applied here. Maybe, but as far as the place is concerned, his place is not in question as far as.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
But the same logic could be applied here, and I think it makes for a logical argument also. We've not seen split captaincy in the same format happen ever. So
But don't you think it would be better to have split captaincy? Because what we usually think is that we take ODI cricket, T20 cricket just an extension of ODI cricket in some.
but that's
way.
wrong, na?
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that if we have different captains, don't you think the mindset between ODI and T20 cricket would differ?
No, I think you can have different captains if you're kind of having different teams. If there is a captain who's in
Yes.
ODI also common to T20, if he fits in as a player, not necessarily as a captain, if he fits in seamlessly as a player, then he can continue to be captain. If you're forcing him in the T20 team just because he's a ODI captain and you want to fit him, then I agree it's a different thing. But if he's going to be naturally part of your ODI team, what's wrong?
Or if you are very clear that these 11 or this is a core group of 12, 13 around whom the ODI setup will revolve, and likewise for T20s, there's 2 separate teams altogether, I'm saying, then you can.
No, of course.
But here 7,
The
8
teams are separate.
Exactly. Then that possibly can be. But here when you've seen 7, 8 players be there in both the formats, then
But when you're wanting such a different and totally different mindset in T20 cricket, don't you think different captain altogether for T20 would help in that with a totally different mindset? Because at times if I'm the captain of the ODI team, somewhere at the back of the mind, I might have that thought process.
No, but I
also.
think you can't have like a written rule. I think you'll have to take
Yeah.
case by case basis. So once you have the player in question that we're debating, then we can debate. For example, I'm saying, let's say Hardik becomes your T20 captain. He's definitely going to play ODIs. And if he's doing well as T20, why not continue? But depends case to case. So I guess that's when we can really answer the question. Once we know who the player that we're talking about. Okay, taking a few comments. Ashish Dhar says, congratulations Sports Today for a wonderful IPL auction coverage. India are really bilateral giants, having won bilateral knockouts in all corners of the world, which this form translated to ICC knockouts. Couldn't agree more with you with the last bit, and thank you so much for the first bit for your kind comments. Freaking Awesome says, this is the second time a team has beaten South Africa at Boland Park, Pal, after New Zealand in ODIs. Both teams are not playing their best bowling attacks, so no excuse, better side won. Congrats Team India. Good point. Freaking awesome. Vanshan says, if they would have sent Tilak at 3 today, India would have made below 250 again. You know, Vansh, I think that's a bit of a harsh comment and I want to address it. A lot of people pointing about Sanju Samson and Tilak at that stage, but I think they were tougher stage. Tilak also contributed in getting India, he got a 50, so getting India to that position. See again, what was the problem in that second ODI? When you had that partnership between a Sai Sudarshan and KL, you lost your way. You needed someone to, dig his heels in, build a partnership. It did. I think he did it today. And I think everyone in that batting lineup contributed for you to reach. I agree the lower half too, because India played that conventional cricket of, conserving and then after 40 attacking. But it was helped. You could only attack the, Rinku Singh and co because he had wickets in hand, which was helped by the way Tilak played. So I think that's a bit harsh. GGK says, just make Sanju number 3 in ODI and T20 and he will be a beast like Rohit post 2013. Interesting. We'll have to wait and watch if that happens. But we know GGK is a big Sanju Samson fan.
Where does the present number 3 go in ODIs if you bring in
And in T20s
Sanju
also.
Samson? That's a big ask from GGK.
Who is arguably the best number 3 in ODI cricket?
In the world.
That's why-
best batter ever and what not.
Agreed.
And in T20.
Shivam, yes, please. Okay, let's take some more. Piyush Nandre says, apart from Chappell, we won ICC trophy under every foreign coach. Should Indian team go for foreign coach? Maybe Ponting, McCullum, Morgan, Vittori. I'm not a big fan. I think coaches are just...
2013 was Duncan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fletcher.
Ah.
I'm not a big fan. I'm happy with Indian coaches. I think they did pretty well. Whether it was Ravi Shastri and I'm okay with Rahul Dravid. I mean, who was to guess what happened on that final day? It was an under Indian coach only who did that. Under an Indian coach, you won 2 test series in Australia, which foreign coaches before that could not do. Win some, lose some. It's okay. Yes, any more, Shivam? Okay. Akbar Rav says India won the battle of the chokers. No. Very harsh. Agree with him?
World Cup hangover I sense over there.
No, I would have agreed if we had a India-South Africa World Cup final.
Okay.
Kanav wants to know what all positives do you see in this ODI series?
Kya paya?
Arshdeep Singh, big positive. Sai Sudarshan,
Oh, definitely.
another big positive for India. I think it's a very small, just one game, but Sanju Samson getting runs is still a positive.
In that order, yes, Sanju should be third. I feel.
I mean, Mukesh also is showing you that he's up the part. He can always be called upon. He's mature enough to be performing at this stage. Today, Washington Sundar only got one game, so can't judge him. Never got too many chances before that. So, yeah, I think those would be.
And Aksar also, I'd say.
Akshar, yeah, not bad. You're right. Akshar too. Yeah. Fit Monk says Zorzi is a serious talent. Plays pace and spin equally well. Yeah.
Looks good. Looks good.
Yeah. But will not get a chance once Temba is back.
Maybe if he's not back then.
See, either him or Riza, one of them does.
Riza can't go out.
He was the one going out in the World Cup.
But he won't go out because of his T20 form.
Yeah.
Then again mixing
Which was
formats.
just, by the way, one game. The other 2 games he struggled in.
No, but he's a good T20 batter. All.
Yeah. Yeah, the one who got washed out, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anil Joseph says, excellent candid analysis during mid-innings about the Indian team selection and fairness quotient in the Indian ecosystem. Another element which should have been discussed is the degree of difficulty in batting. You're right, Anil. Because we were not looking at the mid-innings at the time, but you're right. As we discussed now, and before your comment came, I think we discussed that today. The conditions there when I backed up both Sanju as well as Tilak in that situation. It wasn't really easy to bat on today. Outstanding, as you saw with the South African batting lineup today. So, good stuff. Okay, Siddharth has a question for you. Harshit, thoughts on European Super League?
Bad idea. Bad idea. It's going to seclude the smaller clubs. It's going to be just empowering the financially strong clubs anyway. And it just kills football. It's like, 10 years later, Mumbai, Chennai saying that, okay, we're going. Let's take just 2 more other leagues from here. Let's do something of our own in the Middle East or somewhere. And let's be in a league of our own. It'll just kill the sport.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
I agree. Okay, Vansh Jain says a 7 T20 series would have done so much more than these games. Vansh, a good point. But I would have gone so far as to say you should have had 3 test matches.
Yeah.
3 test matches.
2 tests,
Yeah, but the problem is with the South African board. They didn't want. They want more money. They said we don't want.
Yeah.
We don't want more than 2 tests. So what do? It's South Africa series. But yeah, 3 test matches would have been good. If not that, if they were so stuck up about white ball, then at least have 7 T20s because it's the T20 World Cup here. What's the point of playing ODI? Completely agree. Okay, on that note, shall we call it a night?
We could.
Okay then. No, if you want to continue, we're a bit hesitant. What?
No. I think we've covered most things.
Okay then. Thank you guys for your company. Could not take all your questions. Next time. Tomorrow is another day. Dugout as usual, 6:15. That's when we try to take more and more of your questions. We've had a long day. It's almost going to be 1 o'clock at night. But thank you so much for joining from different parts of the world, as you always do. It's your company that keeps us going.
Yeah.
So take care. Good night. India winning the series calls for celebrations. So many positive young team.
Sarshwat's laughing.
What?
No, I'm not laughing.
What you would have preferred that they lose?
No.
Anyway, we'll take up.
Bye bye. Good night. Shubhratri. Vanakkam. Nandri. Shabba khair. Khuda Hafiz.
खुदा हाफिज. अपना ख्याल रखिए.
Eat your vegetables.
Parents.
Do whatever you want to do. Don't trouble your mother.
Okay.
Bye.